Hello everyone, I am Sheikh Nisar Hussain and today I would like to talk about constellations. Well, you see, I'm starting a new season known as Constellations where you will learn every single constellation part by part. You will learn every single constellation part by part, and I will also show you on how to star hop in that specific constellation, how to find objects in that specific constellation, and etc. First, we have the most and it'll be from the famous to the non-famous constellation. First, we've got Orion. Well, Orion is the most famously known constellation. Why? Because it has this guy. This is known as the Orion Nebula, and this is the brightest nebula in our night sky. Located inside Orion. So first, let's get started. What is Orion's and what is Orion's story? Well, you see, Orion was a Greek hunter who died, and he was said to be fearless. But sadly, he died due to a scorpion. That's why there is a scorpion placed right opposite where Orion sits. So basically, when Orion sits, Scorpius on the other hand rises. Let me show you. Here is Orion, and if you look at the eastern side, oh wait, I took the wrong turn, sorry. Where is it? Yes, right over here. It is right at the opposite. It's a Scorpius. The scorpion. This is Orion the hunter. Where is Orion? Yes, right over here. This is the hunter of Orion. Now, let's look at the stars. First, if you're wondering which app I'm using, I am using an app known as Stellarium. This app basically helps you to it can help you to star hop. It can give real object information in real time. For example, I want to go to Mars, so this is how Mars looks right now. This is how Mars looks currently right now. So yeah, it basically gives you live information about the planets and every single detail of space. So if you also need to star hop, you can download the web version or the pro version and you can do it. Link is in the description, by the way. Also, this is the Orion constellation. As I said, this is a sword and this is a shield. You can literally see the shape of the shield over here, and you can see something like a sword, like he's raising a sword. You can take a stickman, for example. This is the head of Orion. This is the belt of Orion. This is also called as the Orion belt, by the way. These two are the legs. This is the hand. Think of it like a shield over here. Yep. And now you can get to know what I'm trying to tell you. So, first we'll discuss the stars. Let's start with the head. Let's start with the body and the hands. First, we've got the head. The head mainly contains Betelgeuse, which is the brightest star in our sky. Not brightest, you could say, like it's a red giant, and is the third brightest star in our sky, also known as the red giant, which might have exploded or has already exploded. Where actually none of us know if it has exploded or not, because we are very far away. The other one, on the other hand, is Mysia. This is the top head of Orion. This is an actual nebula right around it. This is Bellatrix. It is right next to. It is right next. It's in the shoulders of Orion. This is Bellatrix, right opposite to Betelgeuse. The blue star is known as Bellatrix. Next, we have Tabit. Tabit is the another like a hand segment, but it's actually holding up all of the shield. Now we will go to the right hand. Here is Tabit, as I said. This is Altaj 5. This is Altaj 4. This is Altaj 3. This is 5 Ori. This is Altaj 2. This is Altaj 1. This is Altaj 6. But why are all of this named? It actually is named after the discoverer. So the guy whoever made this or who discovered it got their name. Next we've got the sword. Let's look at the first segment of the sword. We have Orion, basically Orion, Orion. Next we have 5 Orion and Phi Orion. This is F1 Orion. This is x1 x square Orion. This is x square 2 Orion. Now let's look at the belt. The belt mainly contains of 3 main stars known as Mintka, Anilam and Aniltak. These 3 are the segments which hold like these are the brightest segments. So you can find the Orion Nebula and many easier nebulas starting from here, but I'll tell the other thing later. Next, we'll go to the down part. We've got Safe and Regal. These are the 2 main segments of the legs. And we've completed our tour to the stars. Now, let's see the famous nebulas. Over here is the famous nebula to the lowest famous nebula. Or you can say any type of cluster too. First, we've got the famous nebula known as Orion. This is the most famously known. Up over here is known as the Running Man, which consists of a few stars under the Great Nebula of this. And this whole thing is the trapezium. What is the trapezium? It's basically a pack of stars inside the supernova, inside the emission nebula, which are giving the light to reflect the gases. Next, we've got the Horsehead Nebula. This is a nebula which basically emits hydrogen alpha gas, and you cannot see it by normal telescope. You need an actual professional telescope to see this, or you can say you need at least a 20-inch to see the red clouds, the details and everything. The reason I am telling you this is because if you want to see individual clouds with a small telescope, that's not possible at all, because you see, these actually is a very faint nebula, basically produced by Alnitak. Over here is a small star forming, so you can see the actual disks of the star, which is forming currently in the star, and it might appear right next to it, and you can literally see the blue hues from it. Next, before the reflection nebula, I'll show you how to start up. Here, the reflection nebula is basically one star which basically is reflecting the other gas out. You also need a bigger telescope to see all the details, or you can just do astrophotography or what. This is Barnard's rope. It looks like a rope which is red and which was discovered by astronomer Barnard, Sir Astronomer Barnard. Next, we've got this guy. Wait, I forgot the name. Let me think. Wait. Nah, this is a random nebula. Anyways, this is a great nebula. This is a random nebula, by the way. I'm not sure about which nebula it is. Tell below what is it in the comments. This is known as the snake's behalf. Yep, this is known as the snake's behalf. It looks like a snake, but it's cutted. It looks like the snake has been chopped. That's why they named that. This is the monkey nebula, a very beautiful rainbow color nebula. As I said, don't expect to see all of this in a very small telescope. And a very unusual, but yep, we've got the Peacock Nebula, which I call it as Peacock Nebula. It's right next to Bellatrix. You can watch it. This is an open cluster over here. Right up here is a very nice open cluster. Down over here too is a very small open cluster. And you might only be guessing these are only the nebulas inside it, right? But in reality, you're wrong. You're completely wrong. Because in over here, there's a very surprising guy. This is known as the Kissing Crescents Nebula. I know it sounds surprising. Actually, this is the most not common guy nebula, but it looks a little bit familiar, doesn't it? In fact, it's not even familiar to normal people who look at Orion. Actually, you can watch this with a small telescope, but it's going to look like this. And if you find a star next to these bunch of stars, just make sure to match them. You can pause the video now. Great. You can see all of this. I'm not telling no, this is actually called the Kissing. This is actually called the Kissing Crescents Nebula or Orion's Collarbone Nebula because it's in his collarbone, isn't it? Yep. Now you can take all of this. You can take a screenshot of this if you like to take the shape, because now I'll do it. First we'll start with the brightest star, or you can just say the belt. Wait a second. Where is my Pollux? Yes. This is how the belt might look. But since I have a 76mm, this is how it basically looks like. Anyways, let's first switch to the finder scope view because finder scope views are also important. Okay, to your finder scope, check out the belt first. If you find Alnitak and the little bit remnants or any stars, go forward and you'll find the Orion Nebula right over here. This is how it looks. Very beautiful, right? Yep. I'm not gonna ruin your hopes this time. It actually looks like this. It's very beautiful and stunning. Now, let's go to the Horsehead Nebula. Hey, it's very easy. Go to Alnitak, and if you go to your size, you're gonna find like this. So you can just hop like around like this. He. Anyways, let's just stop the joke and let's go to the next one. So now go like this. Since you have the Horsehead Nebula over here, you can try adding guides. So I'm just gonna show you. Oh yeah, by the way, over here is where Betelgeuse is. No, this is where the legs are. Over here is where Betelgeuse is. Yep. Now I want you to go to Alnitak. I just keep on following this type of line and try finding different types. Go to Betelgeuse first. First find Betelgeuse randomly through your finder scope. Now go up and go a little bit left, and bam, you've got yourself the Reflection Nebula. Bam. Now let's go to the other nebula. Of course, we can't forget the guidelines. First, I am going to help you guys. Now let's go to the less famous nebula. It's in fact pretty difficult to find it, but you can find it if you have the experience though. Oh, okay. I skipped a little bit over there. There we go, we found it. That. Let's go to Pollux. Yeah. The right over here is the Crescent Nebula. You can see the planetary nebula over here. Exactly that way. So if I remove that, you can see it, but if you see star unfocusing and you have a good eyesight, that's good for you. Not good for you itself, it's good for everyone too. Anyways, let's stop. Yeah, let's add the lines. Again, the reason I'm using guidelines is because it's very easy. I want you to find Betelgeuse again. Where is Betelgeuse? Anyways, I don't need the finer scope for this. Bam, we have the random nebula. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering what I did it, I'm not trying to do anything directly. I'm just following the ridges. Like, you can take different stars. Check out my other video on star hopping. There's going to be a nebula like this. If you go a little bit down, you'll find the dead snake nebula over here. Through what I call it. Or you can call anything you want. If you find this small guy, that's good. And if you find and bam, if you find that red nebula, you can actually get the monkey nebula. Nah, bro. Yep, here it is. Now that's it for today. Oh, also by the way, check out my other video, as I said, like to know how to star hop. So yep, that's it for today. I think so, yes, that's it. Yep. Oh, also this guy, it's very easy. Let's go back to Betelgeuse. Okay, we'll go like this. Wait, I need to follow lines. Where are my lines, bro? Where are my lines? Nope. Where's Betelgeuse? Where is Betelgeuse? Man, bruh. This is literally so annoying. It's actually like I'm playing a game. Even though I'm not. Now we are just gonna go to the final scope view. Actually, I can literally do it with this because I am literally using my eyepiece. Bellatrix. Yep. Exactly what we need. Little bit up and ma'am, you have the Peacock Nebula. That's it. Bye guys. Have a great time. Any questions? Just say it in the comments.